This is a part 2 to that story time. Oh, where do I start? Okay, this is the same dude we're talking about, Anthony. Well, we're calling him Anthony. So, we broke up because, let's see, how can I put this? I originally broke up with him because I felt like he was cheating on me. I didn't find the proof yet, but since my gut feeling was telling me that nigga is cheating on you, then I was like, nah, I'm done. I say this to say, I felt like I was being petty, so I was trying to work it out with him or whatever. While trying to work it out, it was Valentine's Day. The week before Valentine's Day, he's like, he's working on Valentine's Day, so he's gonna spend the weekend before with me. I was with it and everything, so he didn't have his own place and I didn't either. So he took me to a hotel, we ordered food or whatever. I had work the next morning. Mind you, I work in Brooklyn, okay? That hour and a half ride is ridiculous. It's either an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the trains. So I took that risk when I had work the next morning to spend that Saturday with you. Okay? That's number one. It was Friday into Saturday because I worked the Saturday morning. I'm like, okay, since he's going to be working on Valentine's Day, I'm just going to, you know, because I usually went there on the weekend. Sometimes I'll go during the week, but it wasn't all the time. This was when he was living in, I believe he was living in the Bronx at that time. Eating all that salt, yeah, I'm mad thirsty, honestly. So he said he was working on Valentine's Day. I'm like, okay, whatever. The previous Valentine's Day, he took off that day to surprise me. I thought he was at work. But when I went over to his mother, he surprised me with a big old duck and some flowers and whatever. That Valentine's Day was just so nice, right? The second Valentine's Day, he's like, he's going to be at work. He can't take off of work. So he's going to spend, I already explained that part or whatever. Yeah, every time I think about this, I think it's so funny because I was really so dumb. Like, sis, you're really retarded. Anyways, usually throughout the day, we will be texting or whatnot. If he can't get me on my cell phone, he will call my job phone. Same with me, I will call his job phone. So there was this particular girl. Every time he came home, he used to complain about her. This bitch, that, this bitch, this bitch. First of all, that's the number one red flag. Any zoo who refers to females as bitches, any female, that's a whole red flag for me. But back then, I didn't know that. Okay? So, let me get this story together. He just kept on saying this bitch this bitch that. I'm like, you don't need to be calling her a bitch or whatever. You don't like her, just say that you don't like her, this and the third. You don't like what she do. The same girl, he was cool with her brother. Her brother used to work at the same Starbucks. Right? Let's not forget, when we started together, when we started a relationship, he wasn't working. I used to come home every night and help him apply to jobs. Right? So he finally got this job in Starbucks in Westchester. Right? That's close to the Bronx. So I guess the girl was a twin. She has a twin brother. And he was gay. And being that I did hair, he wanted me to do his dreads. Remember I said I don't charge people, right? Back then I never used to charge anybody anything. So he's like, since it's his co-worker, I shouldn't charge him anything. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to charge him. The first time I did his dreads, I didn't charge him anything. I went over to his house. Usually I tell people come over to me because I'm not paying no Uber fares or nothing to go to you and you're not paying me for your hair. I take an Uber over there. Did his hair. Dreads, faux locks usually take like 7 hours or whatever. So that's how long it took. I didn't go home till after midnight. He knows all of this, okay? Just thinking about this shit just make me want to pop on somebody, like seriously. But it's not gonna take me back at all. So I did his hair, whatever. When Valentine's Day, this is just the story before whatever happened. When Valentine's Day came, I'm at work. I called this boy. He doesn't pick up the phone. I called a second time. He did not pick up the phone. He's not texting back. And he is not calling me back. I decided to call his job. Like I said, it was regular for us to call each other's job. So I wasn't calling to check up on him or whatnot or whatever was going on. So I called the same girl he stayed complaining about. I asked for him. Sis was like, I said, hello, can I please speak to so-and-so? She's like, he doesn't work today. I was like, are you sure this person is not at work today at all? Like, he's not scheduled to come in? She's like, no, he's not scheduled to come in. At this point, I'm at work boiling, like, and I work in the front desk. That was my old job, by the way. I still work in the front desk, but when working in the front desk, you have to keep a smile on your face. You cannot have a bitch face. But that was my mood at the moment. I'm like, Cecilia, calm down. Cecilia, calm down. I hung up the phone with her. I called him again. He does not pick up again. So he finally returns the call. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm at work. I'm like, are you sure you at work? He's like, yeah, I'm on break. Yeah, this is funny, but it's really not funny. He's like, he's at work. I'm like, okay, so what time do you leave? He's telling me what time he leave and everything. I'm not the popping up type. I will not fight anybody over no dude. I'm not going to pop up on you. If you feel like you want to cheat, you're going to cheat regardless. Whether I'm good or bad, you're going to cheat. So all this popping up and fighting females over dudes, I am not the one at all. I will not be doing that. I can't remember why I left off at, but I'm sitting at work like, did he just lie to me? Like, I mean, he been lying the whole relationship, but at this point, I'm like, is he really lying? That did you not know that I was gonna quit your job? You knew I was gonna quit your job, cause I do it all the time. I'm like, are you sure you at work? He's like, yeah, I'm at work. I'm leaving at this and whatever time he was saying. I'm like, okay. I hung up the phone with him, called the job back. Because now he's on break, so maybe nobody didn't see him. Okay? I'll call back. The same girl answered the phone. The same girl that he doesn't like, she picks up the phone. She's like, so-and-so is not at work today. He's off the schedule for today. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, he's off the schedule. I'm like, okay. At that point, I waited till I get off of work so I can really black, like, I can really violate. You know, like, when somebody get caught, cheating, you know, they will apologize, be sympathetic, but he wasn't. So, what happened after that? I waited till I got off of work. I called him. I'm like, you wasn't at work today, so where were you? He's like, I was at work. What the fuck you talking about? Started cursing me out. Like, number one, my father do not curse at me, so I would not allow no man to curse at me. That's just not happening. My father didn't do it. I'm not used to it. That's not happening. I'm like, why are you speaking to me like that? You don't talk to me like that, so why are you talking to me like that? He was like, if you fuck up my job, it's gonna be me and you. I'm like, how am I fucking up your job? All I did was call to see if you was at work because I couldn't reach you on your cell phone. After that, we broke up or whatever. We broke up because clearly you lied about being at work. I don't know where the fuck you was at. That was that. So we never stopped talking after that. We broke up, but we were still talking. Then I had him on Snapchat. This nigga was down the block from my mother's house. So I'm like, oh, you moved to Brooklyn? He was like, yeah, I moved to Brooklyn for you. I'm like, for me? Because this whole situation is not happening again because you're clearly a fucking liar. Girl. The nigga was in the... I remember the house from the brother's house. The same girl he doesn't like, her brother. I went over there to do his hair. So I know what the house looks like. So this same girl he doesn't like, he's in her bed. Same girl he doesn't like. So he's like, I moved down the block for you. I'm like, isn't this so-and-so's house? Isn't that so-and-so's sister? The same one that you don't like? He's like, yeah, but stuff has changed. I'm like, so you did cheat on me? He's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, is this nigga still lying, bro? Like, I didn't know it was with her because she was at work and you wasn't, so I can't really put two and two together, but clearly you were cheating because she works with you. You're always with her. You're saying that you don't like her when clearly you did. He's like, I hate this bitch. I can't stand this bitch. This bitch gets on my nerve. Literally, that's how he used to complain to me. And this is the same girl he ended up being with, y'all.